I'm Quickstep the Green Knight at your service.
I am the Grey Sorcerer, and once again, forgive me for forgetting my grey stuff at home.
Hello, I'm the Crystal Swan. I am the Phoenix.
I'm Matt, no autographs, please.
And I am the Poetry Ninja.
And we are the MCTC Anime Club. Now, the anime today we watch is the animated movie, or I think it's shorts, technically not a movie. So, all right, it's Little Witch Academia.
You finally got it right.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah. So, you guys are gonna have to help me out with the story a little about this one. So, basically, a little witch girl, Kiko, I believe is her name. Akko. Back to that again. So Akko, she was a fan of this witch, Shiny Rod.
Shiny Chariot.
Shiny Rod's her staff. I swear, the names in this thing are just insane.
They are.
Welcome to the anime world.
So yeah, going back on topic, is she was a fan of this witch, Shiny Chariot, when she was little, and this made her want to become a witch. So she's going to this school to become a witch. And the two shorts we watched, I believe the first, I actually don't know what the first one's name was. I think the second,
just the normal name.
All right, it's just the normal name. I think the second one was the Enchanted Parade.
Yes.
So the first one, I believe, they just went through a dungeon, and that's all I'm going to say about that one for spoilers. And the second one, they had to hold a parade about witches and the hijinks that they just got into because they just couldn't go with the flow. So, initial thoughts.
I am sadly a little disappointed in this one because why shorts? You could have just made this a series or a whole movie if you wanted to, but
Because it was made on Kickstarter.
I can actually explain a little bit further on this one.
Go,
Because
go.
So, I actually discovered this at a convention, and it was actually one of the series that was being promoted nationally by Japan to promote anime and have folks Western audiences or other countries over the world to actually promote anime in a more profitable way, so that way Japan's market can go up, because so many different anime fans have decided to stream different anime from the internet illegally. Japan has been working tirelessly to create things to make it possible for people to get back into anime and do it legally, so that way the country can prosper and continue to produce wonderful things like the one that we saw today. And this is just one of those works that was there to help promote the country, help promote anime, and bring people back into a more logical thinking process when viewing things such as anime.
Very strange. One thing I also have read about this is that this anime has often been compared to Harry Potter as well.
It does have a Harry Potter feel just because it's set in a magical school. However, it's a tad bit different. Not only is it set in more of a Eastern meets Western setting, it's not as dark as HP.
Yeah. Well,
Plus, you know, all our characters are witches, and I'm pretty sure they're just little girls. I don't know. They don't seem much older than like 15 or 16.
I don't know.
And that could just be the design.
I enjoyed the first story. The second story, well, I thought was too padded, and also someone's Elder Scrolls game while they were playing kept distracting me.
Hey, I kept the volume down. Don't look at me.
But you couldn't keep the screen down. Some night you are.
Hey, I'm not the one who made you look at my screen.
All right,
It's your
guys,
choice.
all right. All right. Anyhow, any thoughts on the characters, anyone?
Actually, before I go into the characters, I will say one thing. Ironically, I think it's actually opposite. The second short was the better one, because it actually showed a little bit more about the world. Because we just basically, the first short just showed, hey, they're going through this dungeon, find treasure. This makes me think it's more of like this it's more like an RPG role playing
Fair enough.
game. And the second short, it shows more like it shows how the witch's magic works and how others see them. So yeah, I'm gonna say, Gray, that I gotta say you're a little bit wrong. Maybe I think it's the second short that shows us a little more into this story.
Then how come you were playing Elder Scrolls the whole time?
Actually, I might have to agree on the Gray with this one, not because of his argument on it. I like the first short a lot better just because it has a bit more fluid message rather than the second one where it didn't have as clear of a message. The first one made it clear that you have to be able to believe in yourself in order to achieve great things. The second short didn't really do much more other than go with the same message and add maybe a little bit more, which didn't really make it more of an enjoyable work. It just felt like the same.
Yeah.
Admittedly, though, I'll admit, like the first one's message is clear. The second one's message is a little unclear, and frankly, if you ask me, I feel it comes their ASO. I believe I just butchered that. Is a little more broken in the second one because the second one seems more towards like friendship, but then the end, those friendships seemed a little more broken at the end, and then just came back a little randomly at the end. So I'll admit, yeah, maybe the second one is a little worse, but to me, I like the second one more for its just world building because I get more of the story. But yeah, that might just be because I just like stories. Inspiring right away, you got.
Yeah, I also liked the second one more than the first one because they explained how, like, in the school or whatever, they're like central rod or whatever.
Sorcerer's Stone.
Sorcerer's Stone is what, like, allows the witches to use their magic in school, but it has a limited range, and the town they're in is outside of the range.
Yeah.
Its range, so that sort of explains how they can't really use magic in town. Although
Yeah, the witch's mana storage is low.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of 3 AAA batteries.
not even that, like
Not even that.
AA.
No, you got maybe 10 minutes, then you're done.
Pretty much.
So I guess we can move on to characters.
Okay. When I like Akko because she kind of is like this really excited girl who has a hero that she looks up to, and she's going to the school because of it. And when I heard her voice, I'm like, who else has that distinct voice? And I'm like,
Yeah, I gotta admit, I thought Akko's voice was pretty.
not just that, but another character, which I'm not going to say the name.
Wait, who's the character who has the voice?
Aladdin from Magi, and,
Really?
and Lady Deanne from Seven Deadly Sins.
Mm-hmm.
And also Madoka?
I don't think it's Monica.
No.
No,
Might be that
'cause
one.
I thought it was her.
That
I
one
thought
girl
I
from
heard
Devil,
her voice in it.
Devil's a part-timer.
Uh,
The one who's not hunting down Satan.
Oh yeah.
The other one who
Well,
works in
actually-
McDonald's. Oh yeah, so anyone else have more to say about characters?
I like I really like Susie too, and I really like Latte because she represents the calm voice of reason. She's more mellowed down than Akko, but she's not afraid to give her friends a lot of tender care, and you gotta admire that in a girl.
Yeah, like what she did at the ball. Damn.
yeah,
I've seen one hit shot kill us, but that's just.
I also like the characters, but it took me a long time to start liking them because I feel so ashamed at saying this since I keep telling myself there's no such thing as cliche because it really matters what you do with something, how you do it. But when I first saw these characters, all I saw were just caricatures because Aku is nice, but she's also a klutz, and I've seen a ton of klutzes in my life, and there's also a bully as well, and when there's a klutz...
To be fair, I necessarily say it's a bully. I would say it's more of that stuck-up student that's straight A, because if it were a bully, they would be a bit more rash on their speech. They would be a lot more aggressive in their manners of trying to make sure that the main character doesn't go any further than they are at.
Plus,
Yeah, and
another thing, her criticisms more seem like criticisms for like you to improve on, not criticisms for like just to criticize people, like saying your shirt is terrible.
And if anything, the character, the Gray Sorcerer was talking about, Diane, she's less of a bully to Akko and more trying to be a mentor, I think.
Yeah.
If
Very
you think
bully
about it,
mentor.
yes.
Again, it's just more criticism.
Okay, she starts off, she does it sort of harshly-ish, but she's not downright, like, trying to hurt Akko or anything. And a bully would, like, blatantly, like, be trying to hurt the person, and she's not. She's just...
Sorry, let you finish.
She's just trying to, like, nudge her in the right direction.
Plus, also think some of other Diane's actions, like the scene towards the end with what happened after, well, the first short had its climax moment. That wasn't seen like she was, if you look back at that scene, a bully would have done something worse than, I need to fix my mistake. So I wouldn't think a bully would be different. Plus, also, again, towards the ending, when the short is reaching its ending and falling action, think about the fact is, who's the one who saves our heroine?
Heroine.
Yes.
My apologies, you understand I mispronounce words.
Well, it's like,
And I'll be there to correct you if you do so.
I've never seen Diana as a bully. I just saw her as a pontificating, higher than mighty girl, but never a bully.
Well, some could interpret it as a bully, and these personalities running out. This is why I think it really would have worked a lot better if it was a traditional show or a full-length movie, but...
Well, even for a short, it's not terrible. It's not the worst short I've seen.
Also, to get you to be quiet about it
But
being
as for characters, again, much of it has already been said, but a lot of these characters, granted they have some things that do make them a little bit memorable, but they do feel like almost your cliched anime characters. You have the stuck-up pompous individual, you have the happy-go-lucky main character, you have the supportive nerdy friend, you have the depressed but kind of comical friend, and you have everyone else that is just there just to make the story flow better.
But
It's not terrible, but it does its job.
yeah.
I wish there would have been a little bit more, and yes, I think it could make a great series, but at the same time, I almost think it doesn't really need to be a series. I think if you just left it with just the first short, it would have been fine. But going a little bit further and exploring the world a bit more almost screams that it has to have its own series, and it doesn't really feel like it should.
But it is actually getting its own series, I heard.
It is?
Yes, it is.
So now you can stop talking about it needing to be a TV show, because it will be.
Well,
now be quiet about it.
Well, I will say something of this. You said about cliche characters. Well, and this relates to what I said about it, why I don't believe in cliche, because it's all about how you do something when you do it. And I will say I did eventually start to like the characters because of them, though it did take a while. And hey, at least they do those kinds of characters better than Happy Madison could ever do in all their movies.
On that, moving right along, I guess we should try and see if...
Anyone have anything negative to say?
I think most of us have said our negative
I think
thoughts.
Yeah.
I think
initially.
everything. I think both my positive and I think I've said all my positive and negatives.
Voting. Ninja, you want to start us off?
Sure. I'd give it about a 7.5 out of 10. It's
We're doing
We're
it
5
out
out
of
of 5 now.
oh, we're doing it out of 5?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're doing
sorry.
it out of 5.
I usually
still.
rate it on 10. Just feels
Don't worry,
like
we'll
that.
edit that.
Um,
Probably. Maybe.
I would probably go with a 3.5 out of 5. It's not the worst kind of thing I've seen, but it's not necessarily the greatest thing I've seen. It has its beautiful moments, it has a good message, but it just feels like it's missing something.
Yeah, same sort of thing for me. I guess like 4. It's great and all, but like Pottery Ninja was saying,
Pottery.
Poetry.
poetry. Sorry,
Ninja pottery.
it.
Autograph, seriously.
It feels like it's like there's. It feels like a piece is missing, but I can't
There you
say what.
I also have to give this one a 3.5 out of 5 because, like, I don't. Well, how can I explain it? Like, it does feel like there is a piece missing, but I wish they could have added a bit more
Right,
to the story
right,
instead of what we just saw.
right.
I'm going to have to give it 3 out of 5 mushrooms. The reason is because for that those aforementioned reasons aside, I just feel like they could I could have learned more about the characters, Susie and them, and you know, it's like give me more people.
I'm also going to give it 3.5 out of 5. I think this is a great idea, and I'm looking forward to when the series comes out because if they play their cards right, this could be the anime equivalent of Harry Potter.
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 shiny rods.
Yes.
I was gonna do poisonous mushrooms, but my mistake.
Yes.
Yeah, oh man, the story, it's okay. It's got a good promise. Maybe it's just the fact that they tried to be too ambiguous for shorts. Maybe it's just it would maybe work a little, but it just doesn't feel complete. This is the MCTC Anime Club. We're signing off for now. Catch us next time while we watch Parasite, the Maximum.
In a month.
Ooh.
Yes, because